on the phone, if you ask them, you're going to get a lot more information out of them. And they'll tell you a lot of times what they need for you so that you can sell them on whatever service. As long as you sell them what they need instead of what you think they need. One thing that is really huge is sending thank yous. Most people don't do that. You send them thank you notes when you meet with them, even if you don't sell them anything. Send them a thank you note, and send them a thank you note when they give you the business. Send them Christmas cards. That's huge. And I have a program that I'm going to get started on called Send Out Cards, which is. Have you heard of that?
Have you signed up yet?
I'm going to probably. Why?
Oh, okay.
You know somebody that's...
Yeah, I know a lady who, and the only reason I'm really doing it, because I've got so much on my plate already, is because I have boxes of thank you cards sitting in my office that I will not touch. I have good intentions, but I gotta pull it out, I gotta write it out, I gotta put it on, I gotta write it out, if I do send out cards, I can just type it all in there and they'll send it out for me, they'll do everything for me, and that's all I want.
Several of us here do send out cards,
Oh,
and the chamber is a distributor for send out cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
so,
can sign up under us.
yeah, I could.
No, you probably have somebody.
You probably are already obligated.
One of my customers wants me to sign up under
Yeah,
her, so I probably
that's
should
fine.
make her happy.
But it's a great,
It is a
great
great
program.
outfit, especially if you're doing, you know, the referral business development stuff. It's so much easier.
It is.
You know, being an old Bob Bird fan, it's like, you know you have to do the work, but send out cards makes it so much easier.
Yeah, it does. And it does set you apart, and that's what you want, is you want to be different from the competition. And I was talking to another, one of my customers today about, you know, especially in the, well, any industry where you have just a constant income coming in from one person, monthly income from a customer, you're getting the same customer every month or every week. It's so easy to just kind of overlook that and just say, hey, you know, that's just a check, you know, they're happy, I'm not going to deal with it. But one huge way of keeping your customers and getting more business is calling them. Call them once or twice a month, and just make sure they're doing okay, and you could upsell them if they need to, and you can get a lot of business that you need. And Jeffrey Gittimer talks about that. How all the sales that you need are in your customers that you have right now. And you call them up, and if all else fails, you say, hey, you know, who else do you know that we could, you know, get a little information to? And you just make it sound really casual, not a big deal, you know. When you call up on the phone and set an appointment, you don't say, well, we just want to take about an hour at a time. How many people do you think you're going to say, oh, great, I'll get together, I got an hour to spare, especially in the business world. It's hard to pull out 15, 20 minutes from that.
It's like, if you can get 20 minutes out of me, you're lucky.
Yeah, I mean, they have everybody that wants a piece of their time, and so why you? Why should they give you that piece? But that's because you have to really set yourself apart and show that you really care, and listening is a huge part of that. And just kind of just a little small talk. That all of those are little pieces that will really help you. Objections. I printed out just some common basic objections that you get about any industry. I'm going to pass around you guys. How many people do we have?
We can make copies.
Oh, hey, I got 10 of them. It looks like it's going to be just about right. Do you need one?
Pam
too?
and I can share.
Okay. Well, however many you need, that's fine. I got 10.
We can make
That's
copies
perfect.
too.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd give you guys some nice paper.
No, we'll copy on that nice paper.
That's all right.
It'd be nice, bright, white. Just enough, I think, huh?
It's funny. That's really funny. I got 10.
Oh, great, yeah.
And perfect.
Yeah.
So these are just some basic responses. One thing that I found to work really good is when all else fails, if they say something, they throw up an objection and you really don't know how to respond, you just say, you know, I'm sure you have a really good reason for saying that. You mind if I ask what it is? And a lot of times they'll tell you. Sometimes, today, because there's one client I have left, I'm phasing out the appointment setting, but a guy I called, I said, he goes, well, I'm not interested. I said, well, okay, well, I'm sure you have a reason for saying that. You mind if I ask what it is? I'm just not interested. You know, you can only do so much. But I'm not interested is just a smoke screen. That's not really an objection. They're not really telling you why. All that's saying is, you know what, I just don't want to deal with you. I don't see the value in what you have. I'm not interested. So you got to pull out the real reason so you can deal with it. And I'm too busy. Another thing, well, a lot of times that's just, you know, I don't see the value in what you have enough to put enough time aside for you. Sometimes it really is true, especially during the holidays. You know, there are people with one customer, I had about 9 callbacks. They said, call me back the first of the year, I'll meet with you. And you know how many of them I set up with? Zip. Because I call them back and they say, oh, I'm just not interested. A lot of times it's just a big put off. And you call them back and you're excited, oh, I'm gonna get to go with this person, and they still blow you off. And that's what I found. Even though they sound really sincere, I would prefer to get a yes or a no, because if I get a maybe, they're wasting my time. And I've done that so many times. Well, you know, call me in a month, and then you call them back and they say, well, call me back again. And you call them back in, well, call me back again. And finally you're like, why am I calling this person? I am wasting my time. So it's better, in my opinion, to get them to say no than maybe. Because if they're just wishy-washy, you're wasting your time with them.
You say like, I'm not interested, and then you follow up with a question, you know, why is that? Sometimes I get calls at home like that, and I say, well, I'm not interested, and I don't know what they say. They keep probing, you know, and I'll say something like, well, what part of no don't you understand? I mean, how do you deal with that if somebody says, I am not interested?
Well, I mean, when they say I'm not interested, usually I will go with it, you know, I'm sure you have a reason for saying that, a perfectly good reason. You mind if I ask what it is? And they say, look, I'm just not interested. You know what, I'm gonna walk away, because if I keep
So
pushing,
then it's time to,
they're gonna get ticked off, and I'm not getting anything accomplished. I'm just getting somebody mad at me, and I'm not gonna meet with them. And if they do say that they wanna meet with me, then you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna stand you up when you go and meet with them. I'm telling you. So you don't wanna push them too hard. I mean, I don't want somebody to be ticked off at me and say, okay, fine, just, you know, that's not the kind of person I wanna meet with anyway. And you can tell in the voice too. I mean, if they're just like about ready to go off on you, walk away. I mean, don't call. I mean, next, that's another thing. It's a numbers game. It really is. You know, when I first got started in sales, I would get so offended at people and some of the stupid, immature things I would do in response. But, you know, just, it's not personal. But the thing is, these people are getting call after call after call after call after call. And so, to them, at first, you're just a number to them. You're not like a person. So you have to set yourself apart. And then maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they had a fight with their husband, or maybe they, you know, got a pay cut, or you don't know. And a lot of times they might be kind of snippy. So don't take it personally. And it is a numbers game. And one thing that I would really suggest is, if you guys are making a lot of calls, is to keep track of how many calls you're making, how many people you're getting a hold of.
Are you using my PA tracker?
I track my calls. I track my percentage of people that I actually answer the phone, and the numbers I set appointments with, and
See, that's good, because in that way it's like a map.
pathetic. I mean, in fact, just this week, the first time it's ever happened, I got a lead, made the phone call, got a voicemail, left a message, sent an email, and sent them a sample quote. The next day I get 2 emails. You jerk, take me off your list. I don't want your service. Excuse me? I mean, your name was on that lead. I mean, I'm sure your 4-year-old didn't go to the computer. Let's screw up Dad's life.
They're probably old leads. They probably
No,
send it.
these are hot leads.